Well, and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today I'm going to go ahead and finish up this. I wasn't sure what it was, but I thought it looked pretty cool because it was layered so much and all that brown in it. I'm thinking now that it's banded Iron Jasper. You can see the dark in there, but it's not showing up metallic. So it may just be some kind of, but it is fairly heavy for no bigger than a rock it is. But what I'm going to do today is just go ahead and go around the outside of it and polish the outside. I'm not going to polish the top or the bottom. Make a sample out of it. That way if somebody wants to cut it and make cabs out of it, there wouldn't be bad looking cabs, I don't think. But I don't know that I want to mess with that just yet anyway. And I'm also going to take this one here. This is Lake Superior Agate I just found sitting on my bench that I'd evidently cut and didn't do anything with. I think I was going to go ahead and cut it up to make earrings out of, but I've decided since then that, well, I should say I decided today when I saw it that I'm just going to make a sample out of it. It's not a bad looking Lake Superior Agate. You don't get too many. This has got quartz in it up on this end. That V coming up this way. And you can see it comes all the way up into here on this end. That whole corner there is all quartz. But I'm just going to hit it on the 280 and over. But this one here, I'll have to. I'm going to take it to the 220 grit to get the sides and all leveled out where I can polish it. I'm going to cut some more off of this to try to get rid of some of those pits on there and see if that works. Hopefully I'll be able to get rid of all the pits. There does seem to be a little metal in there. I got one piece glinting back at me, but it's just a real little bitty piece inside that little white spot or lighter spot there. There's just a little bitty piece in there that's flashing back, but that doesn't mean some of this other stuff won't. I just didn't grind it down far enough. Basically I just took this to the 280 grit wheel and then did a quick polish on it with 600 and 1200. I don't even think I went to the 3000 on it just because I was wanting to see what it was going to look like and see if it would polish. So here we go. We'll get started on it, and I'll bring you back in when I got some more to show you. I might want to turn on some water though. I'll have to fill this up sometime here in a minute. It's almost empty. I may have to go to the 80 grit. That's going to take a little while, evidently. Looks like. Should have known it would, but I figured I'd try it first. Just what I'm trying to do is break that 280 grit wheel in a little more before I do this agate or do these other two samples that I used it on here a while back. These ones don't have as deep as scratches as the first two that I did. Those two little smaller pieces, the one I broke was part of. Okay, let's do this again. I just did this, didn't even turn the cameras on record. There's my shape. This side was concaved quite a bit, so, and I kind of left it that way. It's not going to make any difference on the polishing, but that's part of the reason why I left some of this yellow in here too. I didn't want to grind any more on it. Plus, it kind of fits with the yellow that's all over the rest of it. And there's the piece the side I already polished. I got a bug open up here, and I decided not to try to grind that all the way off, just for the heck of it. And then there's the back side. I've still got some bugs in there. I figured I was going to, and I don't think I'll be able to see the if it does have magnetite in it, or banded iron, or iron in it, or hematite. There it is, wet. So that's what it's going to look like when it's polished. And I think that yellow is probably rust instead of jasper, but the red is jasper, I would say, because it's taken a fairly good finish. That was after the 220 grit when I showed it to you dry. And I'm getting ready to take it to the 280 grit. And then here's the little agate. I went on ahead and took it to the 220 grit because it had a chip kind of down in here from the cut. And it still has a little fracture right up here in this corner. Now let me wet it down real quick. Well, you can see the lines a little better. I'll go ahead and go over to this one. Okay, let's get it wetter. It was drying out on me too quick. Make sure that's focused so you can see all those little bands in there. And it does have some shadow banding. You get shadow banding from clear agate and the white lines, or the white fortification lines, growing together, closer together, and then that clear agate lets the light go back in or come in from the back side, where this one's just letting it in because the back side's pretty opaque. Well, not quite. Let's see what happens when I put a light behind it. Yeah, I can put it down there on that bottom and it'll show through a little bit, but it's not showing up enough. But anyway, when you move it, you can see it looks like water inside the stone, and as you're moving it, makes it look like the water's moving around. So basically it's moving the shadow. It's hard to do without getting my hands in front of my eyes where I can't see what I'm looking at. But anyway, that one's been taken to the 220 grit. Now I'll be able to polish that out in just a few seconds on both of these, on all the rest of these wheels. But I'll just go ahead and do it after I do this other one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the 280 grit on this one, and we'll head on down the road here to getting this finished. This is the part I'm worried about. I'm gonna have to take it real light on this wheel. Simply because I don't want scratches that I can't take off of that 400 grit. It's gonna be the end of the month before I can order a couple of more 400 grit or 600 grits. Okay, let's see how that did. See whether I need to put more pressure, less pressure before I get to too much further. Looks like it's got quartz in there too. Some of those, this is either chalcedony or quartz in these little darker spots, or iron. But the gray spots are either chalcedony or quartz. Okay. A little bit right here. Had some scratches that I could see because of the white in them. Other scratches, though, so far I can't really see. I know they're there from this wheel, but they're not real deep, so it's going to be easier to get them out. Whereas they were deeper than heck before when I first started breaking it in. These ones aren't real deep, but this is a whole lot harder than this is, I would say. See if that takes any more of that rust out. Not really good. It's not as loose as I thought it was. I didn't want it to come out as I polish it and make pits where it's all at, because I don't have too much of it anywhere else. That's where the most of it's at. Well, I got a fracture coming down along here I didn't see. Another one coming through here. At least I think that's a fracture. Looks like a healed fracture. It may just be some kind of inclusion. Yeah, it darkens up when you wet it down. But I do still have a fracture. Oh, dry off. Oh, this one looks like it goes a little further too. A little fracture coming across there. That's that bug where there was a bug there that I ground down. But it also looks like it comes down this way a little bit too. Right there above my finger, because that bug right in front of my fingernail. I got to push my glasses up. That bigger bug right there that's still dark in the center. Looks like the scratch comes down this, or the fracture comes down this way a little bit. But that bug is full of rust, and I was trying to get it out of there, but I don't want to grind too much on it. I want to leave enough rock here that somebody could cut it up if they want to make cabs out of it. I'm not really all that interested in cabs out of something like this, but it is pretty interesting as far as so far I haven't seen any iron glinting back. Now that piece that I was talking about earlier that was in one of the bugs that was shining back, that may be quartz. May have been quartz, and I just didn't know it. I'm going to take that to the 600 grit next. That didn't take long at all. I may end up taking it back to the 280 if the 600 grit won't polish it, but that wheel's still pretty aggressive. Got some good scratches in it, but they don't look like they're going to be hard to get out. This one's easier to see scratches in than that one because the scratches all go the same way as the layers, because this is layered rock, so you can tell by where the way it's flaking off here, or peeling, they would call it. It's got some round eyes in there too. I wonder if those would, I wonder what those look like when they're polished off. I may come back later and cut this off. Well, I'd probably lose that one if I cut it off at the bottom. That one looks like it's got a center to it. And that one does too. But like I said, I don't really want to mess with it all that much. This one's ready to go too. Okay, we're done with that side. That's good because I'm a little leery of that side right now after all the problems I was having with them last two. And then breaking the one. So we're going to go on ahead and go to the 600 grit wheel now. This may be a fairly short video. And I said that about the last ones, but they ended up being 30 minutes long just because I couldn't shut my face. I was talking too much. And I thought it was pertinent, or I wouldn't have left it in. I did leave out, I left out a bunch of stuff that I didn't think was all that pertinent, or that I'd already told you once, just didn't remember. Okay, I'm back. We're all done now. I think this is a nice looking rock. It's got pretty good shine on it. It's still a spotty shine. It's got dull spots all over it and pits all over it. Look through your glasses. I'm not talking to you, just talking to me. And it's, whoop, where'd that water come from? Oh, I know where. I just sprayed off all my wheels to clean my machine. So I wasn't tempted to do it while I was doing this outro. You can see all the dull spots on this side and the pits. A little easier than you can on that other side, but it's pretty good shine. It's not a perfect shine, but I knew it wasn't going to be. There's that back side. Or the other side, let's put it that way. It's got dull spots in it too. And there's the end that I'd polished the first time, and I cut down some more and redid. And you can see this big vug up here at the top. It's like that yellow rust line down below my finger right there. It's full of sand. And it started out real thin, and then it just got wider and wider. So I gave up on trying to get it out of there. But that's that one. Now we got the little Lake Superior Agate. It's got a good shine on it. I don't know if I can get the shadow bands. And the white on both sides, right here and here. And then there's a little bit up kind of in the middle, right in there. And it's got a good shine on it. The quartz had pitted out on me some more. I'll show it on the other camera. Make it a little easier for you to see. First, let me show the first rock on the other camera. As you can see, all the rust in there and the pits. I like this rock. It's got to be banded iron or banded iron with jasper or something. I'm not really sure. It may even be petrified wood. It's maybe an older type of wood that's not quite the same structure to it as regular wood, palm wood type of wood, that kind of stuff. Old cycads. I don't think it's a cycad though. Those are usually sticking up like this, and they got ridges around the outside edges, little ridges running down the same way, but they're round and they're dark, and I don't think I've seen any of them turn out red. Oh, okay. Just inclusions. I thought I'd missed a little bit of scratches there, but that's not the case. Okay, now let's go back to this little one and see if I can't show you the shadow bands. See the shadow moving? It's not much. You got a little shadow up in here. It's easier to see it when it's in person. Well, I guess there's more down here at the bottom of this white too, but it's only in those outer white bands at the top. I don't think there's enough bands on the bottom. Well, there might be a little bit of shadow there. Might not. It may just be that gray showing through. But that's those rocks. And that only took me 2.5 hours. That wasn't too bad. I like working with agates, but agates take forever. Just because they're so hard. But anyway, now I think I can do this one. I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to take all of this pit out. And I probably won't take all of this pit out. But it's going to be kind of shaped similar to that, to what it is. And I don't know how much of the husk I'll grind down. I don't see, there are a few water lines in that outside husk, but there's only like 2, I think. But when I round it off, I'll probably lose most of those anyway, because I'm going to round it on both sides back this way, where it's domed on both sides, so that it's easier to work back and forth like this to get my long ways scratches out. But anyway, this one will be out next Sunday. I said I was going to stop doing this, but I got... No, it'll be out, yeah, next Sunday. I got one that's going to come out Friday. No, I got Fridays. Today's Monday. So I got Wednesdays and Fridays. So this will be out Sunday. I think. Let me, oh, there's my phone over here. Let me check something. I know the last one that I've got up there is coming out on the 17th. The last one I've loaded. I got one to load up still. Oh. Yeah, I think the one I'm loading up is coming out Friday. Because I've got one already loaded to come out on the 17th. That was the last one. And then the one I've got edited on my computer that I got to upload today is going to be for Friday, or for Sunday, and this one will come out Wednesday next week. Okay. now that I've got that figured out. So I'm not lying to you. I don't want to lie to you. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I haven't said that in a while, but I'm up to 116 subscribers now. I'm getting there. Getting closer. Still a long ways off, but I'm getting closer. But anyway, you guys stay tuned for the next one, and have a good day and take care.